Now, you're very young. I mean, you're in a sophomore or junior in college?
A junior in college. I'm 21 years old.
And so you can continue to be part of pageants. This isn't your last rodeo.
Well, yes and no. The USA system, it goes on to Miss Universe, and because of that, it's the most prestigious pageant in the world. And so I've kind of already competed as far up as I can go. And so if I wanted to compete, there are other systems. There's Miss World, there's Miss International, and there's, of course, Miss America, who has the talent portion. And so, you know, I'm open-minded to that, but I think at this point in my life, I'm ready to move on and pursue my career and finish my education and that kind of thing. I don't completely shut it out, but at this moment in time, I don't think I'll be competing anymore.
Well, that's great. I mean, you're very well balanced. You've got a larger universe out there than just these beauty pageants, but it is great to have Miss Oklahoma with us. We'll talk about her worldview and what she's planning in her career next when we get back. Stay with us. Thank you, Miss South Carolina. It is refreshing to have Miss Oklahoma on with us and runner-up for Miss USA to have someone who is very intelligent. Because my experience is beautiful women are just as smart as, on average as other intelligent women. But I don't want you to say mean things here, but what was your take on Miss Teen South Carolina and that big controversy a few years ago?
Well, I'm not one to judge anyone, so all I can say is God bless her, and it's not easy being up there in front of millions of people and lights in your face, and possibly becoming a potential YouTube moment. There's a lot going through your brain, so you got to give her some credit for at least putting herself out there and, doing her best, right?
Hey, at least she got in the arena. I'm just saying, comparing her to you, it is night and day. Now, talking during the break, I brought up Carrie Prejean, if I'm pronouncing that right. I vaguely remember last year the big controversy where she said my parents brought me up to be pro family, and marriage is a institution that deals with that. And you said, wow, I get asked about a lot of that, and you told me privately your views on it, and but it's such a hot issue. So putting it as nicely as you can. I mean, you were explaining the parallel of even if you basically were dissed for answering the question the way you were, you don't want to be seen as basically running with it or milking it? Right.
Well, I think a lot of people have been comparing me to Carrie Prejean or saying I'm the next Carrie Prejean because it is kind of ironic. She gets the gay marriage question, I get the legal immigration question. We both gave fairly conservative answers, are pretty blondes, then end up first runner-up, right? So there are definitely some comparisons there, but I just didn't want to victimize myself. I felt she kind of milked her time in the media just for being controversial, and I just didn't want people to view me as the same or victimize me or anything along those lines, if that makes sense.
But, I mean, every year now it's about politics, people losing who are the runner-ups because they have conservative or constitutional or traditional values. I think Donald Trump needs to get the politics out of this because the message to people is, if you don't have the right political view, it's not how talented or how beautiful or how dynamic you are. This is political correctness. And I think, frankly, I think it was political correctness. I mean, I think the Lebanese woman is bombshell beautiful. But I don't think she was in the top 5. I mean, I happened to, again, just catch about 20 minutes of it. It was pure torture, of course, while I was drinking coffee after my Sunday show. But I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think she's second place. Well, I saw you out there on that runway, and let me tell you, it was like my eyes were on springs. I hope my wife's not listening. I'm sorry. But no, I mean, seriously. I mean, I thought you were the most beautiful. You popped out there. That's the reason you were in the leadership role. And if you'd have said, I'm against Arizona, I love open borders, I love world government, I love crime, it would have been bong, 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 jackpot, you're the winner. I'm sorry. They stole it from you.
Again, I would hope that's not the case, but you're absolutely correct, actually. Rima, while she is stunningly beautiful, if you average swimsuit and evening gown, I think she was actually in 7th place. And so, winning, I'm so proud of her, and I think it's awesome that she's Arab American. I think that's, a great, neat thing for our country, but it is a little disappointing for me, when you want something so badly and so close, but so far. But again, I'm doing okay. I'm not bitter, and I'm just excited for what's next in my life.
I know, but there you are, though. See, you just backed that up with statistics. She was in 7th place. She was way back there. She wasn't in, it's like a NASCAR race. You got 2 or 3 of the top drivers, they're up there on the last lap, and then all of a sudden you answer that question wrong, and your engine blew up, and then, 7th place goes, meow, 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 meow. I mean, come on.
Rima, honestly, she's got the funniest, goofiest personality, and I really think she just won him over in her interview because she's just such a relatable, great.
All right, Miss Oklahoma, stay there. One more segment with you. Morgan Elizabeth Woolard is our guest for another segment, and I've got some final news I want to hit on the financial front with world markets collapsing all over the place in the last segment today. Again, thank you for joining us, radio listeners. I want to go to calls, but I also want to talk about you in the future. You're intelligent, you're smart, you're a constitutionalist, you're for states' rights. You've been punished for standing up for your rights, even if you won't stand up for yourself. But I think that's, in a way admirable that you're not being, a spoiled sport. But it's not a spoiled sport if you were cheated, but again, discretion is the, greater valor, I guess they say. But where are you planning to go from here? I was telling you during the break, you ought to write a book about this and interweave in there your political views.
Well, that's a loaded question. Oh, my goodness, so much to say there. I have been incredibly blessed with being given numerous options from here. The Miss USA pageant, just exposure itself is a blessing, especially if you want to be in the media. And so I'm very thankful for all the opportunities that have come my way because of this pageant. I'm already getting offers, within the broadcasting world, modeling world, acting world, hosting, anything of that nature. So I think right now I just need to decide what's best for me in my future and take a risk and go a direction. And I also need to finish my education as well. I'm getting close, but not quite there yet. So hopefully I can find a way to pursue finishing my education and starting my career at the same time.
Well, let me just inject this. There's a lot of anchors on television like Peter Jennings that don't have degrees. And I would strike while the iron's hot. You can always go back to college, but right now you're smart, you're talented, you're well-spoken, you're beautiful. I would get into the media, and I would take every opportunity you've got right now, because I'm not bashing college and education. That's fine and dandy. It's just that Bill Gates, Rush Limbaugh, if you look at the statistics, over 90% of the top CEOs, media people, you name it, didn't go to college or quit college because they were already go-getters. By 20 years old, halfway into college, they already had opportunities. Same thing with me. I was 21. I had about another year and a half of college left. I'd already gone and gotten a radio show locally, and I was sayonara. But again, I'm just saying strike while the iron's hot. Strike while you're in the spotlight, because you could argue, due to that controversial question and your controversial answer for some, you almost got more attention than the lady that won Miss USA. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they stole the crown from you, because you still win.
Yes, it really is a win-win situation. I'm incredibly blessed, and I'm, again, so grateful for all of these opportunities.
So you're getting a lot of offers right now. Acting, TV, you name it. Just dive in with both feet.
You name it. Now, I think the hardest part is just figuring out which route to take. Because, of course, you want to do what's best for you. You want to do what's best for your future and take the bull by the horn and, make the right decision. And I think that's the place I'm in at the moment.
Well, let me give you some advice. Don't sign anything. Try a lot of different things because Hollywood TV, it's full of a lot of flim-flammers, a lot of talkers.
Yeah.
But just, I would go with the big companies or established companies. who can give you bona fide money at the at the bottom, because they'll sit there and string you along to see where your career's going. So I mean, again, I would just hit the ground running and try a lot of things out, and that's why I'm warning you, because most people won't do this. College, especially when you're already being launched and propelled. You can always go back and do the college. You can't always get this advantage you've got right now. You can't always get the present back.
Right, and that's kind of another position I'm in regards to being in between a rock and a hard place, because both of my parents are within the medical field, and they're all about education, and so for me, I just need to find a place or relocate to a place that I can pursue both at once.
That's the way to do it.
Completely, that you need to take advantage of things while they're hot, and when they're in front of you, you got to grab them, otherwise life might pass you by.